Hello, welcome to this your channel, the brother Eurofan. That's me. United Kingdom gets its back in the competition after having hosted the last year's contest in behalf of Ukraine. However, the performance by Mae Muller as hostess, who also closed the show in the grand final, it was lackluster due to both her vocal performance that was not at her best and her pop part staging that did not favor the proposal, being evidenced with the second to last place she got in the final ranking. We will see now if the next artist can significantly improve this last result by representing the British nation in more. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the British entry for Eurovision 2024, which will be represented by a singer, Olly Alexander, with the song Daisy. We start by taking a look to the biography and career of one of the most acclaimed performers in the British musical scene before waving the British colours in Sweden. Olly Alexander Thornton, mostly well known as Olly Alexander, is a British singer, songwriter and actor, coming from the city of Harrogate, located in northern England. Since very early age, he started to showcase a huge talent for performing arts by participating in a couple of plays in the school where he studied. After finishing his high school studies, he will begin studies in the degree of performing arts at the Hereford College of Arts, but he will leave it in a short time after being recruited by an agent in 2006, being 16 years old, while auditioning for a part in which it will be eventually one of the most acclaimed series of the British television, Skins. Although he did not get a role in the series until many years later, that contact will lead him to get roles in films, TV series and plays both in United Kingdom and United States. Started his acting career in 2008. Most of his roles have granted him nominations to the BAFTA Awards, the British equivalent to Emmy Awards in United States, and the Critics' Choice Television Awards in the United Kingdom. At this point you must be thinking, but if he's an actor, when does he focus on music? Curiously, Olly wanted to be a musician or singer at first, but his acting career started so suddenly, getting roles here and there, until he has his first incursion in music. In 2010, he joins the electropop band Years and Years as the lead vocalist, after Mikey Goldsworthy, one of the members of the band, heard him singing in the shower, getting fascinated with his voice. The band then starts their musical career that same year, releasing a few singles and an EP which did not have too much transcendence at first. But then, in 2015, they will release their debut studio album, with which they start to get noticed both in their native country and countries from Europe and North America. Having his musical career with the band, Olly also has followed his acting career at the same time. But after the band was getting more famous, especially with the organization of their first promotional tour, Olly will focus much more in his musical career with the band for the following 5 years. During that time, he will also count the second studio album for the band, which was also quite successful. In 2019, he will take part of the drama TV series It's a Thing as one of the lead characters. Originally, it was intended to be launched in 2020, after the recording and post-production have ended earlier that year. But with the restrictions because of the lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic in the United Kingdom, the series premiere had to be postponed until early 2021. The broadcast of the series became quite successful among the audience and the critics, having been only nominated to several awards by his role, other having none in the end. In the other hand, in addition to his lead role, he together with his band released their own cover of the song for which is named the series, which is also one of the greatest hits of the renowned British synth-pop band Pet Shop Boys. This new version was not only used to promote the series, but also most of the earnings coming from the promotion and the sales of the single gone to a charity foundation which helps people with AIDS. But the COVID-19 pandemic and the premiere of the series supposed a turning point in the future of the band. In mid-March of 2021, they issued a statement through their social media, in which the band continued as a solo project by Olly. with the other two members having secondary roles from now on, while they won't be still releasing music under the name of the band. In this sense, Olly has commented that everything came up after an agreement between all of them, discarding possible fights or disputes, revealing that each one of them have been taking different directions musically speaking, so it was a situation that will eventually happen one way or another. Sometime later after that announcement, they will release their third studio album, which was also supported by a world tour. Besides his two artistic faces, he's also a renowned activist for the LGBTI rights, by being himself openly gay. He has been a wide advocate for safe sex and HIV detection tests, and has also participated in several campaigns against homophobia, bullying, and suicide into the LGBTI community. He also has spoken many times about his own battles with depression, anxiety, self-harm, bulimia, and homophobia, making awareness about mental health and the mental issues that usually arise from having a different sexual orientation than the majority. With all this we have reviewed so far, it is quite evidently that Olly is a truly complete artist and wide experience, by making an album by himself on his own merits throughout these years, both in the United Kingdom and abroad. Let's see how it begins what it will be an absolutely decisive step in his musical side as singer. Following the trend of recent years, the British public broadcaster moved up once again to internally select both the artist and the song that would represent the country on Sweden. In this sense, it was known in early August of last year that the music management agency Tap Music, with which the broadcaster had been working the previous 2 years, ended its partnership, with the latter one being exclusively in charge of the search of the next British representative, through a specialized team appointed for the task. Months will go by until in late November last year, many local media started to give rumors about the selection of Olly by the broadcaster to represent the United Kingdom, without having any confirmation by none of the involved. Sometime later, it will happen an unexpected event. It was mid-December of last year, when it was airing the final show of the 21st season of the contest Strictly Come Dancing, in which Olly attended as a guest artist. In that same show, he surprisingly revealed himself that he had been selected as the next British representative of Eurovision, with the contestants on the audience in the show reacting with extreme euphoria and madness. Shortly after the live announcement, the broadcaster also confirmed its internal selection, and Olly himself doing it as well through his social media. Stands out something interesting that happened after the announcement. All of the music catalog from years and years in the streaming platforms got renamed, adding his stage name together with the one of the band, remaining the latter word in parentheses. This will eventually mean the disbandment of years and years after 13 years of career, and the official beginning of his musical career as a soloist. Olly has also confessed that he has been a Eurofan since ever, declaring to feel truly honored and excited to start his new musical phase as a soloist by stepping the big Eurovision stage. I wanted to do this for a long time, and I felt like this was the right time to start releasing music under my name, and decided to give it all and deliver an outstanding and unforgettable performance for all of you. Finally, it will be through a special show organized by the broadcaster and hosted by the renowned presenter Graham Norton, when it will be premiered the song with its accompanying official music video. Between butterflies in the stomach and shivers in the body. Now we will see more in detail about the proposal he is presenting us for the contest. The melody gets my attention because while it is recognized as a track which blends electropop and synthpop, it is really noticeable the influence of some of the bands from the latter musical genre in the 1980s through the melodic bass, like Erasure, Adamski, and especially Pet Shop Boys, mostly after having performed his cover of the song It's a Sin, as I have commented previously in his biography. So I guess he wanted to address his musical work in that same direction. In the other hand, Olly's vocal skills are more than recognized and proved, taking into account all his experience during his time in Years and Years. About the lyrics, it has been written by himself together with the renowned songwriter and producer Danny L. Hart, who has previously worked with big artists of the British musical scene, like Dua Lipa, Charlie XCX, or Caroline Polachek. Olly himself has commented that the lyrics talks about those series of emotions, sensations, and passions felt for someone, to the point of turning your world upside down and inside out, eventually coming from here the song's title. Reading the lyrics in detail, it is easily perceived the context behind it, describing all those feelings when you are lost in love for someone. More than a message, the song transmits in this case very deep emotional states. For those who have experienced a situation like the one described in the lyrics, can be easily identified with that intense infatuation phase, especially when starting a relationship, which can make us feel dizzy, as it is well said in the song. Now that we have seen a little more of the song, let's see how it intends to portray those deep emotions through the official music video. The plot begins with Olly being in a sort of studio apartment, at first lying in bed, then getting up to lie next to the window while he starts to perform the first verse. While the verse progresses, Olly moves around the small space in the only room of the apartment as it can be seen. With the first chorus, Olly's attitude is more frantic, while you figure it out in some moment that the apartment is on a spinning platform, and himself doing very rhythmic and marked movements, representing in some way those dizzy feelings as described in the lyrics. Just before the second verse, Olly jumps from the spinning apartment to another different spinning platform, which simulates in this case a sort of small park, with an almost dry tree upon which surrounding plants and swing. He was caught up first while the small park is still spinning, until he does again the frantic movements by the second chorus on the soil. At this base he is going to stay with soil everywhere, alternating with other spinning shots towards him at the apartment, following with those dizzy feelings. Towards the bridge of the sun, the scene goes back to the spinning apartment, with Olly being now inside the top, making moves like having convulsions again from the dizzy feelings. Seeing it like this, it looks like he's being possessed by a spirit or a spectre. With the last chorus, Olly is in another spinning structure, which has some scaffolds and a big billboard with his eyes. He gets to the top and noticing in some moment at the side of the scaffolds some luminous letters with his name, alternating with shots of Olly in the spinning small park, while a water shower is falling on him, because at this point we perfectly know that it is not raining. Towards the end of the performance, there are more alternated spinning shots from the different spinning platforms, until it finishes with Olly laid down in the scaffolds, while some spotlights break to the rhythm of the song. Making a summary of the comments, the British entry for this year is pretty powerful, keeping its distinctive British musical signature as usual. I must admit that at first I expected something more impactful, and probably it has been the same for many people, taking into account the expectations around him by being who is he as an established artist. But then, as long as I have been listening to him much more, I can definitely perceive the potential he has, remarking a very well worked and exquisite production. By being his first official single as a soloist, it is quite promising, and I think he has a very clear idea on his musical direction and words. Will it be enough to conquer the audience like during his time in Years and Years? Time will tell. It will be definitely that way. For the staging in Momo, according to what it could be seen during the first rehearsals, there is going to be a prop on the stage which, according to the delegation, it simulates a gym locker room with a post-apocalyptic touch. Olly will be joined by 4 male dancers, all of them including himself wearing boxing outfits and gear predominantly in red. I can suppose in this case that there will be that camera play quite similar like in the music video, so you will have to make sure to not get dizzy in the process. Before Momo, Olly has also been performing his proposal live in many television shows in both United Kingdom and United States, as well as in many of the Eurovision pre-parties of the season as part of the promotion of his entry. We only just have to wait a few more days until we can fully see the proposal he has prepared when he gets up on the stage. And you? What do you think about the British entry for this year? Come on and leave your comments down below to keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. I invite you as usual to like this video so it can be reached to more people. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, enable notifications by the bell, and find me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.